كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at Hamad Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology. Labay, your smart platform for better healthcare.
We are here to assist on the field, on the sidelines. From training to go time, we help set up the shot so that you can take it. And your victory is also ours. At Aspetar, our purpose is to assist you whenever and wherever you need it. With state-of-the-art facilities and services, and staffed by some of the world's leading sports medicine experts, we are here to maximize your training and health so that you can maximize your win. Because our mission is to help you achieve your full potential. Meet Aspetar, the future of elite sports, all under one roof. Discover more on aspetar.com.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان. وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملى الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.
Welcome to CSI Alshaqab, presented by Longines. It is the final day of action here in this stunning facility. We are, of course, standing in the Longines outdoor arena, and what's unique about this event is that it brings together 5-star show jumping with 5-star dressage and para dressage as well. And with that in mind, I am thrilled to be joined by none other than Carl Hester. Carl, thank you so much for joining us. Talk to us about your experience of Doha so far.
Well, it's always a pleasure to be here. I haven't been for 11 years. Come back this year. I think, you know, the facilities here for a 5-star are obviously superb. It's lovely to mix some of the more senior riders with some of the up-and-coming riders. Everybody gets a chance to see how it's done at either end. The music is always a big draw for us as riders because it's one of the more fun parts of competing in the dressage world. So it was great to have that here today, and a high standard at the top, and we had amazing judges as well this year here. So I think anybody that got a score that was a high score or a good score should be very happy with that.
And of course yours were in fact the highest scores, double wins for you this year. Talk to us about your performances with Fame.
Yeah, I mean, Fame is an experienced horse. He's a 16-year-old stallion. He's been my partner now for coming up 4 years. I was only supposed to have him for a year. He helped me win European gold, bronze in Paris Olympics, and then silver at the European Championships last year. Each year, you know, we've always thought he would be going back to his owner, but I'm lucky to still have him. So she said, look, take him to Doha and enjoy a competition. I think sometimes we forget that we are supposed to enjoy it because we're always on teams and, you know, high pressure competition. So it's been nice to come out early in the year and just get a show out the way. We're all, I think, probably heading, you know, hoping to head towards the World Games this year. So every show counts with scores going towards our team.
Something that a few of the riders have talked about is that it feels a little bit like a championships here because you have the jumping as well. Do you get that feeling?
Yes, and it's great to be able to experience that. I mean, you know, this is the fun thing about having a day out here at Alshaqab. You can come and in the afternoon watch, you know, like the Grand Prix 5-star dressage, and there's a Grand Prix special and the music, and then you stay on for the evening and you can watch the show jumping. So it's, you know, like if you love horse sport, it's an ideal place to come and experience a little bit of everything.
And how have you been enjoying Doha as a place as well? Because a little bit of time off while you've been here, maybe?
Well, I've only been here 4 days, and I'm on the night flight tonight. I mean, as you can see from my face, I forgot my sunscreen, so that's the only reason I'm looking like a cherry. But it's, you know, it's just great. I mean, isn't it? It's an amazing time of year to come away. I mean, the UK has been pretty horrible for the last 3 months with just rain non-stop, and to get away for a few days and ride the horse out in the sun is just a complete dream.
And finally, talk to us a little bit about the calibre of the field that we have here, because we have got some, as you say, up-and-coming riders and some pretty strong ones in the field as well.
Yes, you know, we haven't actually got teams here. They're all individuals, but it is, as we said, a 5-star, so the younger riders can experience those sort of pressures from the judges and the competition. The top 3, I think, are a very high standard with the scores. You can see, you know, anything 80 and above is a very good score, and those top 3 scores, you know, 79, 80, 82. So that shows the high standard, and it's great to see these up-and-coming countries, you know, filling some fairly high spots today, quite tight behind, and a standard pretty good from the bottom all the way to the top.
Fantastic. Well, it's been a real pleasure to have you chat to us. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, great to have Carl Hester here in attendance. Hasn't been here for a few years, but very much making his mark in the dressage arena. We will, though, turn over very shortly to that 3-star Grand Prix. But if you wondered how we bring all of this coverage to you, we've shown you a little bit of a glimpse behind the scenes. Take a look at this.
CSI Alshaqab presented by Longines. Well, I'm here by the indoor arena, which is absolutely sensational. We've got loads of dressage, show jumping, para dressage in there. You can't move for top riders here, but how do we bring that to your screen as well? I'm going to take you for a little tour and show you how. Well, first stop, we have the studio right in the heart of the action of this incredible outdoor arena. We've got the top class riders, we've got the top class horses. But how do we get that to your screens? There's a whole another international crew of cameramen, editors, engineers, technicians, producers, and of course presenters. Hannah's working very, very hard. We bring that together every single day, and I'm going to show you a little walk around as to all the different areas that we bring to you. Well, from the studio down to the edge of the arena where the cameras are capturing all the live action inside and outside the arena. Well, here I am at the heart of backstage. This is the outside broadcast, the trucks behind me here, and this is where the camera feeds, the sound and the graphic all come in here for the live sport. But it's just a huge collaboration all over site. There's a huge team out there, not just bringing the world sport, but bringing those amazing stories too.
Well, an incredible day ahead of us, an incredible evening of sport, of course, with our 3-star Grand Prix to come and the 5-star as well. Some serious prize money is on offer for tonight's competitions. Nearly over 100,000 euros, in fact, for the 3-star and 575,000 euros for the 5-star Grand Prix. So these are set to be very competitive events. And once again, we anticipate some very tricky courses. Uliano Vezzani is our course designer once again. He hails from Italy and he's set some of the toughest tracks all around the world, and rightly so has brought those to Doha, to Alshaqab for this CHI event. We have got some of the very best riders to come, and of course they are expecting a stiff test ahead. Well, down on the ground is Tom Frayne once again, and he's going to take a closer look at the course for us.
Thank you, Hannah. I'm here in the main arena, getting ready to walk the course for this 3-star Grand Prix, which is over 100,000 euros, and I bumped into Peter Charles here on my way around. Peter, you're having a great tour here in Doha.
I've got 3 riders here, Tom, Sienna, Eve, Harry, all going well, thank you.
Yeah, you're winning a lot of classes. Eve was superb yesterday.
She wasn't the slowest, Tom. She's quick off the mark, fast rider, fast horse, left all the jumps up, that's what it's about.
Great opportunities here to bring on young horses and get the riders up and running. Harry's after winning a couple of classes already, obviously a Grand Prix earlier on in the tour.
Mm-hmm. That's true. We've got a lot of new horses here. Sienna's got some new ones. Harry has. Eve, the one she won on yesterday, is new to her. So it's a fabulous facility to do that. You get a little bit. You know what you're going to get, so you can prepare your horses really well for it. So there's no big surprises for young ones or anything, and the facilities here are top class.
All 3 are taking part in this 3-star Grand Prix. I see they've all got entries in this, I believe.
Yes, Eve's now opted out, so she's hurt her knee, so she's hobbling, she's lame. She won't pass the vet check today. Harry and Sienna are going to take part with 2 nice horses.
You've had a look around this course, another one of Uliano Vezzani's legendary courses. What do you make of it?
Good. He's built a very fair track, time depending on it, obviously. He's got his signature half a stride here from 5 to 6, very short 5 or a long 4 to a double of verticals. That's his trademark, which a lot of riders will figure that out. The bigger horses will go 5 and the handier ones will go the bigger ones will go 4, the handier ones will go 5. So it's a nice course.
Well, look, the 3 riders are very lucky. They have a gold medalist here, given an individual European gold medalist, team gold medalist from the London Olympics. Harry obviously has his gold medals now as well. It's a phenomenal team that you've put together. Talk to me a little bit about finding horses and the challenges of that nowadays.
There's not enough good horses about, Tom. Everyone knows that. So the effort you have to put in nowadays to discover a raw gem, a nice young horse, is very difficult. You need some luck. You need to be in the right place at the right time when one comes available. There's so many riders around the world. The tours are everywhere. You know, you've got them in Spain, you've got them in America, you've got both coasts in America. You have them out in Abu Dhabi, you've got them here, Italy, everywhere. There's just not enough good horses to go around. So when you've got some real good ones and a good string, you've really got to look after them.
Well, look, you're doing a phenomenal job. You have a brilliant team around you. The success is obviously showing. Look, thank you very much for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you, Peter. We're just going to have a quick look. We've got a couple of minutes. We're in the main arena here. They're going to start up in the top corner. Big Oxer to start with. Then A little bit unusual on this track. He's got a long distance from the second fence to the third, long run from the first to the second, and then it's only when you turn around and jump fence number 4 that you get onto related distances. Peter just mentioned the fact here, sort of a trademark option that Giuliano has set. So if we stand up here beside fence number 5, what you're going to see is horses will approximately land in here. And then what we're looking at is down to this double 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So if you've got a really big striding horse, you can come up here on 4 strides and you'll get up close enough to this vertical. But if you've got a small horse, what you're going to try and do is maybe just wait a little bit and go on a 5-stride pattern. That'll get you up close enough to the vertical so that you have enough power to cover the distance and then get around. Again, you're going to swing left-handed back around the arena. You don't want to get lost. I would not be surprised if the time allowed is significant this evening in this Grand Prix. There's a lot of money at stake. And then from 7 to 8, we have a nice 5-stride pattern here. Again, it's going to open the horses, and we've seen this signature fence being used a couple of occasions over the last week in particular. You can see the colour of it. It's quite difficult to make it out on the backdrop. Swing right-handed, and that's when you jump the combination. You have an oxer to a vertical and to an oxer coming out, so that's going to take quite a bit of jumping. That's fence number 9. Swing right-handed, and then you'll double back on yourself again, back past the pocket, and you'll finish up on fence number 13. So a serious test here. There are a lot of serious horse rider combinations coming to post, and it's going to look very, very interesting. First horses will be in the ring in a few minutes' time. We've also got the 5-star track has been built around here as well, so that's going to just give a little bit of obstacles in the way. Horses will have to go around those. But the scene is set for an outstanding competition. We look forward to seeing how this course is going to ride. Remember, it's a jump-off course. If they're fortunate enough to be clear and they get back into the second round, they're going to have to tackle. They'll start over fence 1, up to fence 2. Then they'll turn back left-handed. They'll start on 5, and then they'll take an interesting line here from the very coloured fence here behind me. They're going to turn right-handed back to this signature fence 8 again. Then it'll be 9 BC. And then there's 2 new fences. They'll turn back right-handed. They'll jump a big oxer, and then there's a long run down to fence number 16, which will be the last fence. That'll be winner take all. If you're clear and you're fast enough, you're going to get a huge chunk of prize money and a red ribbon. So, Hannah, back to you in the studio.
Thanks so much, Tom. Well, great to get those insights into our course, and of course to hear from Peter Charles there as well. Of course, he has quite the team of riders here competing in not only the 3-star but the 5-star as well. That is the order of the day. We begin with this 3-star Grand Prix and progress on to the 5-star. But it really has been a fantastic opportunity. We've been hearing from a lot of our show jumping riders. They can bring a range of horses here. They can bring their top horses. They can bring up and coming ones. They can bring young horses, and they can really settle in Doha at Alshaqab with all the fantastic facilities that are here, and allow the horses to feel relaxed and really build their partnerships even further, and of course get a little bit of winter sun for some of them as well. As this tour progresses, of course, we are right in the middle of the Doha Equestrian Tour, and a very impressive series it is, with over 10 million euros in prize money across the weeks of this series. And as I say, we are heading towards the halfway point. We're just around about that mark. And of course, there is a leaderboard in the series as well. And somebody who is close to the top, she's third, in fact, in the standings, is Megan Moissonnière. We caught up with her earlier on.
Hi, I'm Megan Moissonnière. I'm riding 2 horses. The first one is Shikah Jasim, and then I got my Grand Prix horse, which is Chrono Time. I got here my best 2 results in a 5-star Grand Prix, so I'm very happy, and I'm very pleased with how Chrono is improving at this level. He just started last year at 5-star, so that's amazing to be third for the moment, and I hope I can stay at this place, or maybe second, or not first, because Scott is way too far, but yeah, that's amazing. For sure, riding in these facilities improve a lot the way we ride. The arena is so big, we have a lot more counter than in every show, I guess. I try to go really quick, so I hope I can have this counter during the course and the jump off. And yeah, we can ride in many arenas in the country track, and the horses feel really great in Doha. One of the horses who teach me the best was Cordial, because we jumped our first 4-star, 5-star, Nation Cup and Europeans together. And yeah, that's the best I rode. But now I have Kruner, and this is with him I have the best result in a 5-star. So yeah, both horses are very important for me. I'm so happy to compete here, to do 5-star every week. For my experience, it's very, very cool to be here, because I used to jump 5-star Grand Prix, but not only every week. So for me, that's amazing to be here. And when I enter the arena, I just focus on the round and everything disappears. Being in the podium during 5-star Grand Prix for my first time here, it was pretty amazing. 2 times behind Scott. First time I was so close to him. So no, I'm just really, really happy. It's amazing to be part of 5-star riders and to compete with all the idols I had when I was younger, like Scott, like Marcus Henning and everyone. And when you can be ranked so close to them, that's a victory for me.
Well, fabulous to hear from Megan there, and she really is coming up those rankings in the Doha Equestrian Tour at a rapid pace. Well, Tom Frayne has made it up to the studio to join me, and we'll take a quick look at tonight's start list then ahead of this 3-star Grand Prix. So, Tom, good list here, 17 different nations represented, in fact. Anybody in particular taking your eye in this start list? Because we do have some of the very big names coming forward here.
Yeah, there's an opportunity for some of the riders to ride some of their other horses at this 3-star Grand Prix. We have the winner from last week, Laura Tribas, here with George, a horse that we've seen a lot of in the past, and she's really cemented her relationship with that horse. Is she good enough to go back-to-back? She popped around the 135 yesterday, so I think she's been setting him up again for another crack at that, and she's been really competitive on the tour. So don't be surprised if she gets her nose in front. He's would expect to see him in the jump off. There's a lot of riders here who've been knocking on the door and be looking at this opportunity. Hansi is there. He's a nice horse that he's done really well again last week. So you look at the form, see who's going particularly well. Interesting talking to Peter. He thinks that Harry will have a good chance with his horse. And look, Harry again is another rider who's on fire. So I wouldn't be surprised. Max Kuhner has Cornice Lady. That's an older horse with a bit of experience. He won't be too far off, but Niels Brussels has been knocking on the door as well. So there's a number of riders here who you're going to pick out. It will be very hard to sort them all out. The first round will give us an indication who's in particular form, but as we've seen in all the big classes across the weeks, all these riders, when they get an opportunity in a jump off, they have not been found wanting. They've all been so competitive, and trying to sort them out is going to be really, really difficult. There's nothing between them.
Well, very hard to call this competition. It really is going to be a serious showdown twice tonight, in fact, once for the 3-star horses, and then again, of course, for that final showdown, the 5-star Grand Prix to come. Just in case you are not familiar with this format, of course, we're looking for riders to jump a clear round inside the time allowed before they can progress onwards to the jump off, where it will be taking place over a shortened course, and it's all about speed. The first round, though, is just moments away. So with that in mind, I'll hand over to Killian Thornton on our broadcast and John Stokes in the arena to take you through every second.
A very good evening. Salam alaikum. Look at this. This isn't just a stadium. It is a monument to the horse, an architectural masterpiece rising out of the desert to house the spirit of competition. Welcome to the final pulse-pounding day of the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. to our friends here in Doha and across the globe. We begin this grand finale Saturday with a greeting of peace, Ramadan Kareem. There is a unique, quiet dignity in the air tonight, a reflective stillness that only makes the thunder of hooves on this sand feel more powerful. We have reached the summit of this 13th edition. For 3 days, we have witnessed the grace of dressage and the resilience of para-dressage. But today, the discipline shifts. As you can see, that man is leading our course design team. Uelano Vitasani has set a time out of 82 seconds with a height of 1.50 meter, 13 obstacles with 16 jumping efforts. But today, the discipline shifts. The stakes rise. We enter the arena of the jumpers. We have a double header of world-class action, and it starts right now with those riders joining us for the 3-star Grand Prix. The statistics today are as sharp as the turns. These riders will have to make really tight turns. 35 horse and rider combinations are waiting in the practice arena. They represent 17 different nations, from the local heroes of the Middle East to the titans of European show jumping. They aren't just jumping for pride, they are jumping for a share of €106,000 prize fund. In the 3-star world, this is the deep end of the pool. This is where the next generation of 5-star superstars is forged. To win here in this arena is to signal to the world that you have arrived. But the sand of Alshaqab is a jealous mistress. It demands perfection. At 150, there is no room for a loose lead or distracted eye. The course today is a riddle of distances and technical traps designed to separate the good from the truly elite. As you can see, some of those who have joined us here tonight, 3-star Grand Prix followed by the 5-star Grand Prix. Now, without the benefit of a digital map, our riders have had to walk the sand and visualize every inch. The designer has set a trap in the middle. A triple combination sits right under the grandstand. The horses will feel the crowd. The riders will feel the weight of expectation. Then comes the final line.
Two more, make it interesting. Whoever jumps the clear round and beats the course builder will deserve their shot at this substantial prize fund this evening. A lot to do to get into the jump off, though.
Well, Tom, we haven't had an opportunity to look at the course, and I'm sure you will guide us through that over the first couple, as the first one is in. It was first in last week's 135, and a third and fifth placing this week alone. Alexis van der Laren Z for Egypt, Steve Alden, Ism Abbas.
Yeah, it's a long run from the first fence to the second. It's all going to, it walks 11 strides, and then it's a good 10 strides up to this. So he's letting them get up on a really good rhythm. And now you can see they roll back all the way around fence number 11. There's a big vertical here, and now this is the first of the options. 6 strides up to the Oxer. He's a big horse. Oh, and there you can see that's the challenge that's been set here. Looked like he had moved up nicely on the 4-stride distance. That's what he had opted to take. It's a vertical going into the combination. It's a double vertical, so 1 stride in the middle. It's set up at a good height. It's a good 1.50 m on the way in. So now he has to make a decision what he's going to do. So he's going to come around to visit the Qatar fence, pick up a decent canter if he can. Needs to just get the revs up a little bit more, I suggest. More power. Now he wants to pop in here. And no problem the second time. Now, this isn't going to help the riders outside. They would have been looking at this rider to see what the time allowed was going to be like. The judges and the course builder, in consultation with the course builder, can actually change that after the first number of horses. 5 strides there. Two strides in that. 1 stride coming out of the combination. Now he turns right-handed to the first of these narrow fences. It's tall style. And then 6 strides up to the Oxer. And now he's 2 fences from home. Big Oxer coming away from the pocket. And has to make an adjustment. That's a short 5 strides on the way home.
Well, we are now at a total of 20 faults with that refusal. A disturbance as well. 6 seconds will be added onto the time. So a total of 20 and 89.63 for Seyfeld and SM Abbas.
Here we see him come up on the 4 strides, but just didn't get close enough to the fence. And then this is the last line. That narrow fence, that pole is only approximately 2 meters wide, but again, hold full 1.50 m.
We move on to the second partnership, Ali Al Khafouri. He rides a 13-year-old gelding, quite simply named Asian Games gold medalist. He won a 2-star Grand Prix last week in his home nation as he goes for Kuwait.
That's quite a simple naming protocol. Just pick 1 letter from the alphabet. Stick with that.
It's better than some of the names that we have to say, Tom.
Definitely makes our job a lot easier. First 2 fences down. I think the course builder is asking them to get up on a really good rhythm. We know the time allowed is probably, it's 82 seconds, so that may be influential. We're not going to know until we see 1 or 2 horses complete the track and make a solid effort. Ooh, he's gone. And you can see he took the 5-stride option there up to the double. He's had first 2 fences down, and now he's settled into the course. On this rollback, decent Oxer with a big water tray. 4 or 5 strides to the vertical. 6, 7 to fence 9, 2 strides. Vertical coming out, has a little bit of a rub on that. Now sets up for the style. 5, 6, good jump there. And you can see he drops back very quickly. There's an Oxer here and now a short 5 after this, so you watch him wait. 3, 4, good control.
Well, that last fence goes also, and that's a plank. A total of 16 then here tonight for Ali Al Khafouri and 79.70 Kuwait.
Yeah, he had the first 2 fences down, and then he had the last 2 fences down. Settled on a good rhythm all the way through. Time allowed, he was around in 79.7. That's fairly significant. 82 being the time allowed. So, to be fair, I think Giuliano hasn't tightened the screw on the time allowed at all this week. And I think he's allowing the riders to get into a good rhythm and not put that added pressure on them. There's enough jumping to be done.
Absolutely. Let's see how we get on with the third partnership. Rider that's a Hatab champion. That's the Qatar's domestic Longines Hatab series, which acts as a pipeline for that national team. He was third in a one-star Grand Prix here early on in the Doha Equestrian Tour. Ghanem Nasser Al-Khaidi, Cheddington Blue for Qatar.
Yeah, 11-year-old by Baladouroué, out of a Contendro mare. Beautifully bred. Really smart horse. You can see very light on the ground. He's jumped those first couple of fences very impressively. Now back to the vertical. 2 water trays, the smaller ones. Moves up to that big oxer. Takes a forward 4. You can hear using his voice. Horse very good to back off the vertical when you consider the momentum he carried into it. Now games really gallops around the corner here. Oxer, water tray. 4 or 5 strides to the style. He really is attacking this course now. It's very positive riding up to the double. Little bump going in, but he gets away with it. Out the last part of the combination. Just clips the back rail, but it stays in the cups. Now he's had a little bit of luck. Can he keep it together now? 4, 5, 6 wide oxer. Now you want to jump this oxer, and then he's going to have to put on the brakes to get the 5 strides home. Big jump in. 5, and he jumps it.
He's clear. The Longines arena of Alshaqab erupts into a cheer. He breathes a sigh of relief as Ghanem Nasser Al-Khaidi goes clear with Cheddington Blue.
Yeah, he really attacked this course all the way through. He was positive everywhere. You can see here he just sends his horse forward. Watch the body language there. This is a double of verticals. He really carried in a lot of speed into that. He used his voice, and to be fair, he sat lovely and still, nice and quiet, allowed the horse to back off and leave the pole in the cups.
That's the first clear. We need another to create the jump off. We go to the world number 51 in the Longines World Rankings. Riding this 9-year-old stallion is a winner already this week in the 5-star 150. It's Rainbow van Zogeveld, Belgium's Peter Davis.
Yeah, starts off really gently, up on the 11 strides from 1 to 2. And that just basically just tells us that he's on the rhythm early. Tall vertical and just a little leg hanging there. Rainbow just needed to be a little bit neater with his 2 front legs. He's only a 9-year-old. He's a stallion by Conrad Obolinski, out of Vagabond de la Pomme mare. Beautiful athletic type. You can see light on the ground. Just moves up so effortlessly there. Another one of these potential superstars that Peter is bringing on. He has such strength and depth now. He has a proper team of good horses. We're going to see him later on in the 5-star Grand Prix. He was excellent last week. He was a winner yesterday. And what an opportunity again to get this young 9-year-old stallion into the combination. Pops the vertical in the middle, just a little squeeze, and he does that beautifully. Again, we've got that large ring gag snaffle. Makes that oxer look easy. It's a full 1.45 m, 1.50 m wide. It's the big jump coming away from the pocket. And look at the control that he has. Just makes a little adjustment. Shortens on the 5 strides.
Just ever so slightly over the time allowed there as well, 82.15. It's 4 for jumping, 1 for time, a total of 5 then for Peter Davis, Rainbow van Zogeveld.
Yeah, look, this is a potential superstar. He's in this ring to learn his trade. That's such a minuscule mistake. Just the slightest little touch. Everywhere else, he's absolutely foot perfect. Watch here, you can see the 2 hind legs just pushing off the ground in sync, maximizing the potential jump that he has.
We move on and remain with the European riders as Roberto Prevatali crosses the start line. He rides his 10-year-old stallion Qashqai SB for Italy.
Another 10-year, this is a 10-year-old stallion by Arezzo VDL out of a Romero B mare. Now just keeps a nice even canter. You can see Qashqai is very forward to the jump every time, so Roberto has to factor that in when he's riding a distance. So he sets him up nicely. The horse is very energetic to the jump. So you can see Roberto keeps it nice and contained, anticipates that, and then just controls it. Oh, coming out again. big challenge there for the horses and the riders is when they've jumped in over that big vertical is to be able to balance themselves and sit back on their hocks. Big oxer here. To the stile. Into the combination. Vertical in the middle. Gets plenty push on him. Really sends him forward to the front rail on the last part. Stile here now again. That's gone as well. He's just knocking up a few fences here now. Keeps coming. 10-year-old, again, get into the ring. Educate him. He's got to be a little bit more attentive. Last fence.
Yeah, will be a total of 12 then for Italy's Roberto Privatali and Qashqai SB 78.25 on the time.
Yeah, just trying to manage around here. We see him into the double. Vertical in. And watch here, just very good. Just didn't finish. He needed to hold his hind legs just up in the air that a little bit longer. There, he was just a little bit too slow with his front legs. And now, again, very good there. You can see the horse had learned from those previous mistakes and really worked hard to open his shoulder there.
We go now to the world number 35 in the Longines world rankings. He's just aged 26 and a Paris gold medalist Olympian. He rides Fighting Phil, a 9-year-old gelding. It's Harry Charles, Great Britain.
We've seen this a couple of times with horses without brow bands and sort of different setups, bridles on them. And a lot of thought being put into what's making it really comfortable for the horses. Obviously, the riders want as much control as possible and the horses to really be connected to them. So anything that's going to distract the horse from listening to the rider and, you know, having the control that you need, riders are really paying attention to it. Now into the double. This is a big horse. You can see he covers a lot of ground. Lots of scope. And again, just watch Harry, the way he sits on the horse, keeps his hands in front of him. It's a beautiful light connection. And you watch the reins, how soft they are. That takes so much skill. Fabulous position, and by that you mean look at his lower leg. Just nice and connected with the horse. Brilliant through the combination. Now, 4 fences from home. 4, 5, 6. Now turns back left-handed by the pocket. Big oxer here, so you can see really comes through the corner. Now presents him beautifully. Now he has to just wait. This horse is a big stride. Super control.
Do we have our jump off? Yes, we do. Our second clear as Harry Charles produces a super round with Fighting Phil for Great Britain.
Yeah, Fighting Phil, beautifully managed horse and rider, perfectly in tune here all the way through. You can see the connection. Watch Fighting Phil's ears. Just listen to Harry. That left ear, yeah, oh, hang on, I got it, boss. Beautiful technique coming out of the combination. Lands so balanced.
2 clear with 28 left to go. We go to Germany's Hansi Dreher. He's had 4 top 8 performances this week, including second in the 5-star jump-off class. He rides Harley de la Sense for Germany.
Here we go. He was very good in this class last week. Real athletic type of horse, you can see. He's not the biggest horse. Hansi knows that, so he's going to use that stride. We'll see what options he takes here now. Travels up to 6 strides. 4, opens the horse's stride, knows he's very careful, knows he's very athletic. If you watch Hansi, he always rides his horse with a lovely length of rein. Lets the horse carry themselves, and that really allows them then in the air to express themselves and use their back, open their shoulder. Oh, our style. It's a difficult fence to focus on. Into the combination now. Good in the middle. Very good coming out. Another style. And an oxer. Gate underneath it. You can see Hansi now turns back. He's going to think maybe a quick 4-faulter might get him some prize money. Pops the oxer and sits quiet. You see, just sits tall with his shoulder. So that's quite quick.
Well, 4 falls then for Hans-Dieter Dreher and Harley de la Sense, 76.90.
Unfortunately, looked at as just the slightest of touches. Watch it here, just barely clips it with his toes behind. knocks it off that flat cup, totally unforgiving, no chance of it staying there. Then, to be fair, very cleverly, showing all his experience, just turned back up a little bit quicker, didn't hang around, so he now is the fastest of our 4 falters.
2 clear. Let's see if we can get one for France. A rider that was second in a 3-star class last week, but also this week as well. He rides Flower du Rouet, Jean-François Rondeau for France.
An 11-year-old gelding by President. Second fence, unfortunately, has gone out of his cups, the front rail. You can see moves around the corner here. Sets up for the first of the related distances. This is a nice forward 6 strides down to this big oxer on a slight bending line to the left. The horse is a huge stride. 4, 5 ups in the 5-stride pattern to the double verticals. We've seen a variation of choices here. Each rider is different, they know their own horses. He has the vertical on the way out to add to his already 4 falls on the second fence. 6 strides. You know, the challenge for the riders here is how brave are you going to be? Oops, sorry, misunderstanding. Whoa, 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 whoa. Now, well done. Jean-François, very sensibly, just nice and quietly. Stays there. Now.
So he has...
Okay, horse and rider are fine. The bridle has just come off, so we're just going to wait now. Yeah, we always have a head collar in the event of this happening, and the groom is just coming across the arena.
So it
Flower de Rouet is not under any pressure. He's quite happy.
It is elimination for the involuntary dismount, as per the rules. And we have a team that, even though it was a gentle dismount there, Tom, we have a fabulous veterinary and paramedic team that actually, after all of these events, even as gentle or as smooth as a fall may be, they have to get checked out. And it's just all to do with the welfare of both the horse and rider.
Yeah, certain our protocols are there, our FEI stewards are there to ensure everybody's complying and not taking any chance. You can imagine the riders, of course, their adrenaline is up, and having a fall, you know, they're going to go out now. We have our paramedics are here, they're going to check the rider. Our vets here, our veterinary team are here, they're going to check over the horse and make sure everything's 100%, and rightly so.
Well, as it stands, it's Ghanem Nasser Al Qaedi for the state of Qatar, Harry Charles for Great Britain. They are the 2 riders that go through to the jump up, but we still have so much more to go. It is 24, in fact, to go. And we will have an arena maintenance break at the halfway point. At that stage, we will also have some studio analysis. We move on to Spain, Sierra Martinez Goya. This is Cohiba, and 10-year-old mare by Canaan. This rider just aged 25 and has placed second in the 5-star 1-round speed at a height of 1.50 m in last week's His Highness the Emir's Sword Show. Goes for Spain.
It's a 10-year-old mare by Canaan. Really stunning looking type. You can see good big physical model, but very athletic. Super technique, lots of power. Just the type of horse you'd like to be riding. If you're heading out to jump one of these 1.50 m tracks, and I'm sure if in the future, don't be surprised if we see this horse step up to 1.60 m, floats up that distance, and very good coming out. Carried a lot of speed and momentum in there. Good test of the horse. Sierra just sat nice and quiet, let the horse figure it out. Now, big oxer here. 5 strides, super careful on that really difficult fence. Now stays on the pattern here around the corner, into the combination. Oh, just a little bit quick in the middle. Wasn't able to get her hind legs out of the way. Now sits back for the style. 6 strides up the arena to that big oxer, and now you can see drops back reasonably quickly. There's another oxer here now. Then we've got a slow up for the 5 stride. Good control. Whoa.
We'll finish with 4 in 74.98 then. Sierra Martinez Goya and Cohiba para España.
We just see it come to the combination here. You can almost see the horse is quite quick, is travelling into this. Good in front. Just didn't get high enough and lowered. Hinge behind and get her hind legs out of the way. Super effort all the way through. She was brilliant here at the first of the combinations. That vertical double. Really travelled into that. But backed up beautifully.
Great Britain already has one through to the jump off. Let's see if this former European young rider champion, when he picked up that gold medal in 2024, but he won the 2-star Grand Prix early on in this Doha Equestrian Tour. He rides a 12-year-old gelding, Cassius. For Great Britain, Ollie Fletcher.
By Kamal Foe. Ollie's having an excellent tour. He's been here since the beginning. He's really enjoyed it. Has a solid string of horses here, and they're just going from strength to strength. You can see another rider who's opted to be very positive and take on this track. Sends his horse forward. Very positive on his approach to the jump. So you can see, sets it up nicely off the corner, gets good and straight, and now powers the horse forward. Really motivates this horse. And again, very positive. Whoa, good riding. Ollie really is doing everything he can here now to just keep this horse really connected. He's giving him a lot of support. By that, look at the amount of leg he puts on. Really is encouraging his horse. Now, and the horse is really careful. Excellent approach here. Comes to the combination. You can see works hard, sends him forward. Oh, that back rail, you could just see the body language from the horse was reaching for the back rail. Big Oxford here on the 6 strides. Good technique. Now sits back again. Big Oxford coming. Watch Ollie. He's going to send him forward, keep his leg on. Now he wait, sits back. Brilliant over the last fence.
It's a quick time of 75.99, but 4 faults incurred there for Ollie Fletcher. Cassius for Great Britain.
Yes, you can see Ollie was really motivated on the horse, had a lot of leg on him, was really positive in the way he presented the horse to all the fences. We saw that with Cheddington Blue. Dam rode the horse the same way, was very positive again, you know, taking the initiative here. I don't think this track is going to allow you to sit back and let the fences come to you. The way the distances are set up, it's requiring positive riding. That's what I get from the first 10 that have jumped it. Ollie's been very disappointed he wasn't clear there.
We go to the world number 82 in the Longines world rankings. This is a man that produced a clear, got into that jump off on Thursday's 5-star jump off class. He ended up 6th. He goes at Mastermind or L, the 12-year-old gelding for Germany, Philipp Weishaupt.
Yeah, this is a new ride for Philipp. Only taking it over in the last days, really. We saw him pop around here, just developing the relationship. Conor Conrad rode this horse very successfully and produced it all the way from a young horse up to 5-star level. So now it's moved stables, gone across to the Beerbum stables, and now Philipp Weishaupt takes on the ride. Won't take Philipp long to establish a relationship with any horse. He's such a talented rider. And we'll see how they settle into this. 6 strides again. Horse is a big stride. Up on the 4. And you can see real experience. Look at the scope this guy has when he's in there. He just holds his body, just goes high. It keeps it nice and level all the way through now. And very careful. A little adjustment going to the combination. Press to get out. A little bit of whistling going on. I wonder, is his time significant? Should be okay. Just runs up the hill there a little bit. Now, Oxer. And then the short 5. Can he get home? He should be good for time.
Will this be clear on number 3? It is. He was clear and got through to the jump off on Thursday. Place 6. Let's see if he can go 5 better here tonight as he secures his place in our jump off. Philipp Weishaupt.
Yeah, the horse was superb. Every time he asked a question, he just went high. Watch him coming out of the double here. Just goes so high over that jump. Brilliant performance. You can see Phillips just working that a little bit more than we're used to seeing him. I think this is just a relationship partnership that's just being formed. And it won't be long before they really have it nailed down. So see him back in the second round now.
Well, interestingly, that is the fastest of the clears that we've had, and one of the fastest rounds as well, Tom, as we go to Jada Busso, Cool Paradise, Italy.
Difficult when you've had the first fence down to keep your concentration. Now settles into it nicely. Guida's a young athlete. This is a 13-year-old by Claremont. Beautiful looking horse. Adds to his 4 already, so now he's on 8. Look at the expression on this. Forward on the 4 to the double. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Very good. You can see the horse just change the shape of his jump to go high over the second part, that tall vertical coming out. Now back to the oxer. There's a water tray underneath this. Moves up to that horse, very careful. Now stays on the inside to the combination. Back rail. Middle part. Jumps out clean. And we're going to back to a trot. Hand is going to come up and we're going to retire this evening. Gives the horse her pat.
Yeah, that's the signal there to the ground jury that she no longer wishes to continue the round, and will save Cool Paradise S probably for next week's jumping here in Doha. That's Jada Busso for Italy, deciding to retire.
Yeah, just not happening in the combination here. Just caught that behind. Then looked very good coming out. Not to beat this evening. Sensible move.
Well, we are 5 away from the halfway point, of which we will have some studio analysis of the first half. Prize fund here of €106,000. This rider is very much eyeing to take that largest chunk of it. She has 4 top 10 performances this week already, and won the 5-star 140 on day number 1. Chagorge for France, Laura Triba.
Yeah, can she go back-to-back 3-star Grand Prix at the Doha Tour? She won week 5. She's here now to challenge for week 6. Very well set up for it. Jumped around yesterday, was 10th in a nice class in the indoor. Just to freshen up George. We've seen this horse before. Christian Kukuk rode him previously. But Laura has taken over the reins and she has done a brilliant job. George looks fantastic, ears pricked. So a combination of his enthusiasm and Laura impressed me so much. The horses just love jumping for her. You can see they're so happy. They give her their all. George just looks like he's got a whole new lease of life. Brilliant there on that tall vertical again. So here we come. Part of the Ashford farm. Marlon Danatelli here helping her out, walking the course, giving her advice. How unlucky is that? She has a great team around her. And the Carl's set up there as a powerhouse of European show jumping now. Now turn back. We're not going to have back-to-back Grand Prix at the 3-star in week 6, but do not be surprised if we see this combination on the podium again very soon.
She crosses the finish line with a very disappointing 4 falls in the time of 76.77. Not to be here tonight for Chagorge and France's Laura Triba.
Yeah, look, this is a serious track. It's a 3-star 1.50 Grand Prix with over €100,000. Our course builder has built a very appropriate track. It requires positive riding. It's very careful, very delicate, and a certain element of sophistication and technicality about it is good and a fair challenge to the riders.
Well, let's see if this rider can conquer and take on all those challenges in this course. I'm sure he will, as last week he won the 1.5 million Grand Prix of His Highness the Emir's sword. He is the latest recipient of that sword. He goes with this 12-year-old gelding. It's Valentino and the world number 56 for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, Abdullah Al Shabbati.
Now let's see how he sets off. Time isn't the biggest issue, just get a nice rhythm. There's a couple of elements on this course that require decision making. He won't be adding up any strides on the Valentino. It's a big striding horse. It's just a case of containing it all and keeping it all nice and balanced. Not let the horse get too aggressive to the jump. Now he'll pop this, and there's a nice 6 strides down here for him. And now he's going to come on the 4, and you hear him using his voice. Was very positive down there. Valentino needed to just back up a little bit more for him. Very careful, very scopy again. Now he sets up for the combination. Oxer in. 2 strides to the vertical. 1 stride to a big oxer with a good stretch over the back rail. Now the first of these styles is narrow but tall. And set sail up there to make the back rail of that oxer. 2 fences from home. He's very, very quick. He's opted to go for a fast 4 faulter here. Waits on the 5 to the plank.
That second last fence goes along with another on course, so it will end up being the 8 faults for the Saudi Arabian rider Abdullah Al Shabbati with Valentino. We will see him in the 5-star Grand Prix.
Yeah, that's the first of his fences down. It's the double verticals up at the top end of the arena. That's the second last fence. He was very quick. 74.44 is the fastest time we've had so far in the competition. So he was opting for a fast 4 faults there and get some prize money.
A rider now that represents Italy and the Carabinieri of Italy, the Italian National Police. He's dominated the podium here, including winning at 5- and 3-star level. Riding Chabrello PS is Emanuele Gaudiano.
Chabrello's a big striding horse again. You can see he's having to work hard to get him back off that vertical on fence number 3. Chabrello looks very strong today. He's having to go wide there now and set him up for this vertical with the water trays. 4, 5, 6. Now he's definitely coming for to the double of verticals. Helps him using all his experience. Keep the horse off that back second part. Now again, big oxer here, and then followed by that really careful plank set at maximum height. Now combination, 2 strides. Ooh, looks good in. Yeah, well managed, well ridden. 4 from home. Now the style, 1.50 m. Oh, just comes up very quick off the corner. 6 strides up the hill. Back left-handed, big oxer, and then a short 5 to the plank. Reaches for the back rail and looks, makes the adjustments. Whoa.
We'll end up in 4 faults then for Emanuele Gaudiano riding Chabrello PS for Italy.
And look how fast he has been. 74.41. That's super quick. I'm not sure he wanted to go that quick. Chabrello had taken over a little bit. He was in a hurry. You could see Emanuele really having to work hard, but to be fair to horse and rider, when they get there, he's created enough space and the horse answers the questions.
One to watch for the 5-star Grand Prix as well. With just the 3 until that break, we go to Abdulaziz Fahad at 8. He rides Q-Laden, his 10-year-old stallion. At the moment, just the 3 clears: Ghanem Nasser Al-Khairi, Harry Charles, and Philip of Weishaupt.
Oh, that's a difficult start. That's a big oxer at the first fence on the far side of the arena. A little bit dead coming off the VIP section. And now just settles into it. A long run to 2, long run to 3. And this big long run back to 4 before we set up for the first of our related distances. A vertical here. Now 6 strides. Now 4 or 5. 4 strides. Well, he's had both parts of that down. He's on 16 faults. Now the decision is this young athlete is going to stay going, try and get as much mileage as he can at this level. Good lad. 3, 4, 5. Has a little rub on that. Now the combination. Get in positive. Now sit quiet. Little support. Now press. Make the back rail. Good lad. Now sit tall. Come back off this tall vertical. Now you're going to get your leg on here and get up the hill. Now press. Well ridden, drops back nice and neat. You can see keeps his leg on. Big oxer again. And now, whoa, sit back, sit up, and finishes up really nicely.
Not an ideal start, but good towards the second half of the course there, 20 in total for Abdulaziz Fahad Alid.
Yeah, Abdulaziz, he settled into it. Yeah, he had a couple of fences down earlier on, but then, to be fair, he got to grips with the track and the technicality, got his horse nice and connected. You can see he was really getting to support his horse. He sat tall in his body, kept his leg on, and then it started to click into place for the partnership.
Next, a lady that was the recipient of His Highness the Emir's sword last year. This week, she placed second in 2 of the 5-star classes this week. Riding My Lady La Vista is the world number 41 in the Longines World Rankings. For Germany, Jana Federica Meyer-Zimmermann.
12-year-old mare by my Lord Cathargo. Very athletic. Very competitive partnership. She's been on fire here on the tour this week and last week. Again, picks up some really good placings. Now, it's on a nice rhythm. Tall vertical. 5-6, little encouragement to that oxer. Sends forward to double. Ooh, and you can see Jana using her body to try and help the horse come off that vertical on the way out. Now, big oxer with the water tray. 5-6 to that careful plank. Now the combination comes nice and wide, gets straight, power on. Now support, you can see riders working hard. Jumps out really well. Unfortunately, the middle part is gone. Horse has a big stride, covers that distance really well up there when we've seen some others have to struggle a little bit. Now we'll have to work here again. Back rail, unfortunately, adding to the 4 already picked up.
Total of 8 then for Jana Federica Meyer-Zimmermann with My Lady La Vista for Germany, 2 on the ground.
Oh, a little bit of a pity. Working really hard all the way through. Jumps in really nicely. Just watch the middle part here. Good in front. Just catches it. And then super coming out. Horse really goes high. This is down the last line. You can see the horse just drifted from right to left in the air. And that makes it very difficult to have the scope to make the back rail then. She'll be back.
On to the final rider before we go to a break. He's one of the top riders here in Qatar in the junior ranks. That's Shikah Jasim Al Thani with La Vista for Qatar.
Yeah, back rail down. So nice and organised around the corner here. This is a 10-year-old by Elvis Terput. Now, eases up there on the 6, cruises up on the 4. A little bit untidy with the 2 front legs. We see it in the replay. We've one leg just a little bit lower than the other and just bumped off that rail. Now, oxer here. Attacks the tall vertical. Now comes to the combination. This 10-year-old is very scopy. And skips out over that big oxer at the last part. Now keep it nice and careful. You watch this horse, I think, when it puts his eye on the fence, it's very comfortable at the jump. Now drops around the corner. D-ring snaffle. Simple bridle setup. Almost home.
Yeah, an unfortunate start there, but really got into the rhythm and the technicalities of the course in the second half. Shikah Jasim Al Thani riding La Vista for the home nation, the state of Qatar. Plenty of scope over some of those fences, just the knock of that back rail and the vertical in the combination of verticals. Clears that final fence, that plank. That's Sheikh Fahad. Well, that's the halfway point. That is just the three clears, as you can see, on your screen. We have one for the home crowd, Ghanem Nasser Al-Qaedi, one for Great Britain, Harry Charles, and then one for Germany, Philip Weishaupt. Don't go anywhere, we have some studio analysis, including studio guests, Hansi Dreyer.
Well, it's the halfway stage of this three-star Grand Prix. A very hotly contested competition and a tricky track, as we anticipated, with only 3 clears so far. But of course, a whole host of impressive names on our starting order to come. One rider who was so close but not quite has made it through to our jump-off is Hans-Dieter Dreyer, and he joins us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, talk to us about your round. Just one fence down there, so very close, but just, you said earlier you were very pleased with your round.
Yeah, I'm really happy with my horse. It's the first time that he jumps on this level here. And today it was a bit my mistake. I decided to make one stride more in this distance to the plank, and I thought it would be better with one less. It was a bit my fault, but I'm super, super happy with my horse.
And talk to me a little more about the horse, because this one is quite young.
Yeah, he's now 9 years old. I have him since 6 years old. We built him a little bit up in the youngster classes, and now he's on a really good way to be a superstar.
Well, Tom Frayne, our analyst, joins us once again in the studio. Tom, a solid performance from Hansi here.
Yeah, you've had some fantastic performances over the last couple of weeks. You must be delighted with your horses.
I didn't understand.
You must be delighted with your horses. You've had some great performances.
Really. He jumped already really good the last week. He jumped 4 times clear the last week. Yesterday I rode him in the ranking class. He had one little mistake, and I'm really, really happy with him.
Your 2 5-star horses, they're seasoned campaigners. They have a little bit of age, but you do a brilliant job of keeping them lovely and fresh. They really enjoy their job.
Yeah, on this moment, I'm really on a good way with my horses. They are in a good shape, and they are really motivated. We will see what happens again this evening in the big Grand Prix, and I hope so.
Well, the best of luck.
How many horses do you have here, Hansi?
I have 4 horses here, and I will do another 2 shows, and then we go back to Europe.
And how have you been finding being in Doha? Because I know a lot of people have commented that it's great to be able to settle in somewhere.
Yeah, I know Doha already a long time. I was sometimes here, and it's a really, really nice show. All the people, they are really friendly. It's absolutely good for the horses. We can ride everywhere on the racetrack, and we can play a little bit with them all the day, and it's really, really nice.
And you talked a little bit about your performance, of course, having that moment at the plank, but where else in this track do you think has been catching them out in particular?
I didn't understand it.
Sorry, where else in this course do you think has been particularly difficult?
Yeah, I think this line from 4 to 5 and 6 AB is the most difficult line, and then also to this blank you have to decide you will do 5 or 6 strides. Yeah, I make the wrong decision.
Well, thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to hear from you.
Thank you very much.
Tom, let's just have a quick look then at the second half of this competition, because we very briefly talked about the starting order earlier on, but some big names still to come. World number 19, Max Kühne, on our list. Nadia Steiner has been very strong all week. She ranks in the top 50 in the world, and she will come forward once again as well. Looking further down, we do also have the likes of Megan Moissonnier. We heard from her earlier. She's third in those Doha Equestrian Tour standings, so still plenty of big names to come.
Yeah, we have a lot of big names left to come in this class, but the test is beating the course builder. He set a very subtle course, is very testing, not in a big gutsy way, but just is very light, very careful. It's interesting. It seems to be rewarding the riders that are particularly positive. If you set out and get a good strong rhythm and attack the course, that seems to be the winning formula at the moment. So we're going to have to wait and see. We look at our riders that have done clear rounds so far. They've been actually quite quick around the track. So it's interesting. There's a lot of very good horse rider combinations to come. A couple of really big names there with some very nice horses. Don't be surprised if we end up with our 8, maybe 10 in the jump off still.
Well, that's Tom's shout. It's 8 or 10 potentially to come back for the jump off, but don't go anywhere. We're bringing you the second half just in a couple of moments. I hear our horses coming into the arena, so it's back to Mr. Killian Thornton and Mr. John Stokes to take you through it all.
Thank you, Hannah. Welcome back to the second half of the first round, where just the 3 have proved that they can take on this track and produce a clear round. That's Ghanem Nasser Al-Qaedi for Qatar, Great Britain's Harry Charles, and then third of those clears. And third to present in the jump-off in that order will be Philip Weishaupt. We still have another 14 left to go, and I'm sure we will get some more. To restart us off is that lady, and that's Nadia Steiner with Quelle Devant Hassan Surk. This is the world number 46 in the Longines World Rankings. Rides for Switzerland. And was the winner last week of the 1m50 5-star one-round speed competition early on in the Doha Equestrian Tour. She also won that same class. Good strong start here as she powers really into fence 5, and now the combination of verticals with the one stride in the middle. A left turn to the water oxer. 5 strides down to the plank. We're over halfway around the course now. Will this be a really good start? A slight rub of the middle and the back rail of the 2 last elements of the triple combination. Only the 2 to go for Nadia Steiner to secure her place in the jump off. She needs to keep the plank in position. She does. Well, that's a clear round for Nadia Steiner and Quelle Devant Hazel-Ledenhuke with the time of 75.03, well under the time allowed of 82 seconds. She is a proven superstar here at the Doha Equestrian Tour, and once again has a ticket into the jump off. Yeah, well done to her. As she clears that last fence, I'm sure there was a real sigh of relief as the planning and preparation now turns for her to prepare for the jump off. We will take a look at the jump off right before we start it, including some analysis from Tom and Hannah in the studio right before we get to that. A lady now that was top 10 in the 3-star special 2 phase this week, but she comes off the back of being part of the winning French team on the opening Longines League of Nations series. Her cup competition last week in Abu Dhabi. For France, the world number 83, riding Kepanio Balou, is Jean Servan. Good so far, a little bit slower on the pace, but a tight turn around the flower arrangement. Knockdown at the vertical water tray jump. 4 strides into the combination. Now into the water jump oxer. The 5 down to the vertical. Slight rub of that back rail, but clears the triple combination. Goes into the bridge fence and knocks that vertical. And back with me in the commentary box is Tom Fred.
Sets up for the last line. Big Oxer needs the control now to finish. She's back off that rail, jumps it very, very well.
Will be 8 false dead and 75.77, 2 down. 1 at the start and 1 at the end of the course there for Jean Sajon and Capenio Balbouet for France.
Yeah, this is a horse she's developing a relationship with. It's new to her string. It's going to take a little bit of time before they really gel, but you can see the horse has a lot of scope, a lot of power. Just a little bit of control at the moment, but be under no illusions, this young athlete is very talented. She won't be long coming to grips with this guy, and don't be surprised if we see them become a really strong pairing soon enough.
Next, the winner of the 130 World Cup qualifier in our 3-star jumping here last week. This week has 3 top 7 performances, including second in the 3-star 1m40 one-round speed. Goes for Egypt. This 10-year-old stallion is La Blue and Ismael Osama El Bore.
Big striding horse, you can see lovely big canter, light on his feet. Here is pricked, looking for the first fence. And that's what you want. He's a 10-year-old stallion. Oh, nice and patient down to this, really trusts his horse. Now doesn't want to hang around here. This is a big vertical. It's quite tall, and then there's a decent distance down to the big Oxer. On a little bit of a bending line. 4, 5, 6. Horse very good on the Oxer now. Travels up to 4. And you could see horse really patted the ground in front of the second part of that double. Now keeps the control. 2 reins, 3 ring type snaffle. Now this is a careful test. The horse really good again. You can see if in doubt he goes high. Combination, good on the back rail. Skips very light on his feet. Oh, did everything in his power. Watch the horse prick his ears here. He just wasn't sure what to do. Felt a little bit under pressure coming out of the combination. And very good again. Yeah, the riders now started to speed up a little bit, but having a fence down late in the track is a disadvantage if you're trying to get a fast 4 falls. Last fence coming up, good control.
Just the 4 then with that knockdown. 1 on the ground for Ismael Osama El Bore. La Bleu for Egypt.
Really good all the way through. Horse is very smart. This is the middle part of the combination. Just drifts a little bit here. Watch him now. Watch what the horse does. He's not sure, so he just kicks out and actually pushes the pole off the cups out backwards. Yeah, a little pelham on the horse. Nice setup, working very well. Plenty of control.
We proceed on then to the 23rd combination to step forward here in the Longines arena. Has been a consistently clear round performer. He maintains that high clear round percentage, but goes with Chacolon PS. 12-year-old mare by Chaco Blue is a rider that knows this arena very well, as he's based here in Alshaqab. For Kuwait, it's Hamad Al-Hajri.
12-year-old by Chaco Blue out of Baladuroué mare. Now comes nice and wide, adds up a stride. Gives the horse a little encouragement to the big Oxer. And you can see opting to be nice and positive to all the jumps, sitting nice and quiet on the corner, gets good and straight, and then you can see he just encourages the horse to the jump. And again, 4, 5, 6. That vertical is gone, unfortunately. Now up to the double of verticals. Big horse. He's a tall horse, you can see. Covers a lot of ground. Now, this is a big oxer. Shows good scope and really good use of himself behind. And just down that hill to that really careful vertical. Jumps out very well. You can see the horse is just shaking his head a little bit, like something is actually bothering him. Yeah, very good on the oxer again. Now, this is a big oxer. This horse has a lot of scope, really good technique behind in particular. He skips over that, makes it look very easy.
We'll end up with the 12 faults and just in under that time allowed. It's 81.18. Time allowed is 82 seconds. Hamad Al-Hajari with Chakolon PS Kuwait.
Yeah, you can just see the horse just shook his head a little bit on the way down to that and has the slightest of touches at it. And again, look there, you can see he just shakes his head again. Going into the combination, has the back rail of the oxer down. And then he jumps out super well.
Next, a lady that placed second in the 2-star 145 Grand Prix earlier in the year here in Doha. She was a €1 million pioneer as the first rider in history to win over €1 million in prize money in the Longines Global Championship Tour, and has recently transferred back to her home team of Valkensvaart United for the 2026 GCL season. Riding Iron Dam Cidello is Edwina Tops Alexander for Australia.
Huge jumping horse, so scopy, so athletic. One of my favorite horses on the circuit at the moment. You can see real powerful canter. Been really performing up to a really good standard recently. I think we can expect a good showing here this evening. Now, big oxer. Now, whoa, slows up to the double. Needs to be really strong here. Edwina, using all her experience, you can see, just sits back, keeps the horse off the front rail, gets everything to settle down now before she sets for this big oxer. And the careful style, plank after it. Whoa. And the horse, you can see, sits back again onto his haunches. Now, combination, huge in, nimble in the middle, powerful coming out. That's really good, perfect. Now, has to be careful here again. Now 6 strides up here. We've loads of stride and he's keen. Uses all his scope. Now this is another scopy jump and then a lot of control to get home. Big scopy jump again. Now wait, whoa, whoa, whoa. Brilliant.
Could this be Clara number 5? She's in under the time allowed, and it is indeed Edwina Tops Alexander going through to the jump off with Iron Dams Cidello.
Yeah, perfectly ridden. That's really good round management all the way through. Edwina obviously had a super plan. She knew exactly where the challenges were, and those challenges specific to her horse. Watch her come out of this vertical here. Really supports off the front rail and allows the horse to finish behind. Excellent stuff.
We proceed on to an Egyptian rider as he goes with Kingsguard, this 10-year-old stallion. Placed second in a 1-star Grand Prix in January, and then at the end of January was third in a 1-star Grand Prix also here in Doha. Syed Saad, he jumped.
First fence is gone, unfortunately. And adds a second to it as well. Kingsguard is a 10-year-old stallion. You can see he's very big horse physically. Covers a huge amount of ground. And being a 10-year-old, he's probably just going to take that maybe that little bit longer to grow into that, to really find his way around these technical tracks. Now loads of stride down here. Huge jump. Just the timing's a little bit off. Yeah, he's just got to combine that power, that scope, and the athleticism, but he needs to just to have the technique to go with it. Syed has put his hand up and now opts to retire, give his horse a pat. He'll go back, regroup. There's been plenty of competitions for him here to get this big guy into the ring, further his education, continue his development.
So deciding to retire there, Egypt Syed Saad with Kingsguard.
You know, the technique is right, the scope is good, just his position of his body in relation to the fence is just a little bit off at this stage, and that just takes experience.
It's also been day number 4. It's a long enough week. Sometimes it can be a little bit tiring, and things change day to day as well, Tom, and there's a whole mix of factors that can go into play.
Yeah, look, these horses are traveling different stables, you know, different food. There's a lot of there's a variety of factors. Again, just being a 10-year-old, you know, that's getting into the whole rhythm of being an international competitor is a whole new ball game for some of these horses, and you can see how the senior ones handle it better.
Well, this is a senior rider. He's ranked number 19 in the world, an absolute speed demon, and has been on a winning streak here. Max Kühner, EIC, Kornitz-Ledy, Austria.
Kornitz-Ledy, she's only a 9-year-old by Corner Dublinski, so she's a relatively young horse, not over big. Covers the ground beautifully, and she's so light off the ground as well. You can see great technique, very athletic. I love the expression on this mare. She's taking it all in, listening to Max. Beautiful connection, as we would expect. Look at her, watch her ears again. And lovely, she makes that look so easy. Little Pelham, 2 reins. But this man has the hands of a surgeon. Now pops back, drops back around the corner. He's conscious of the time. Pops the back rail, steady on the 5.
He's had 3 top 5 performances this week alone. He's through to the jump off with his opportunity to win this week. We will just have to wait and see as Austria's Max Kühner goes clear.
Yeah, double bridle on her, but she's very good in it. You can see her, keeps her head lovely and still, flat noseband. She's not a huge mare. Max, obviously, that lovely light seat that he has, really still on the horse, and that lovely, so soft, such a precise connection all the way through.
We move on to a rider that placed second in one of the 5-star 1.60 meter Grand Prix across the last number of weeks. But tonight, he rides a 10-year-old gal inspired Fanaz de Muse. It's La Visto and Austria's Gaffrey Puk.
Yeah, he's been very successful in the Tour. Won a lot of classes here in the 2025 iteration of it, and has come back this year and has been knocking on the door. He's had plenty of results. Now, Levisto is a 10-year-old. So another younger horse, a lovely type. You can see great expression, good use of himself there. You can see does everything to leave that fence. A lot of power in this horse. Good back end. Oh, just a young horse mistake there. Just jumped into the double of verticals and just carried a little bit too much momentum forward. Now come back to the big oxer. Little bump on the way up. And you can just see the horse just took a second look at that careful fence. Gone wide now. Expect to see his hand come up in a second. 10-year-old, loads of opportunities here to compete. Doesn't need to finish up here now, so he's going to get the bell and get eliminated. What he's done is quite cleverly is he skipped the combination and gone around, and he's popped that tall style at fence number 10. So we'll see.
Well, the ground jury have marked him as retired, and I'm sure that's what he wanted to achieve. So, but he should have jumped a fence, already jumped in the rules, but they've marked him as retired, as Gaffrey Puk has decided to call it a day with La Visto.
Either which way, he hasn't completed the course.
That's correct.
So he won't be coming back with his 10-year-old. He'll keep his powder dry. We'll see him another day.
Well, we only have 6 left, with 6 clears. Niels Bruinseels was ready to go. He jumps that first fence. He comes off the bat of the World Cup momentum from jumping in Amsterdam late a number of weeks ago, in fact, and finished 3rd in that World Cup qualifier. He goes with credible Van Het Lidenhof Zed for Belgium.
12-year-old mare by Crown Z out of a Landetto mare. Very competitive combination. I expect he's going to move up off that ranking of 113 on the next series of rankings. First part of the vertical gone down, unfortunately. Opted to move up on the four-stride pattern there, and it didn't quite work out as he wished. He was a really busy rider last year. Competed a lot of legs of the GCT. Was on international duty, was on team duties as well. Does a lot of shows. Lovely down through the combination. You can see this mare, she covers the ground very quickly. She's very light and quick across the ground. Definitely one, if we were to see in the jump off, you would expect to be quick against the clock. Now, back around the corner. Big Oxer here. Now slow on the 5. You can see she's lovely. Great balance in front of that jump.
Just picks the 4 up with that one knockdown here tonight. Niels Broadseals and Credibles Van Het Leidenhof Z in a quick pace, 76.87. Just the one.
Yeah, this is unfortunate. I was expecting this mare to be in the jump off, and I would have tipped her to be very quick against the clock. She looked very energetic this evening. That unfortunate first part in the double is going to keep her out of it.
We go to a rider that produced a clear in the big 5-star jump-off class on Thursday. He ended up finishing 5th as he goes with Cabernet de Feuze. The 10-year-old gelding is Portugal's Dwat Sabra.
Yeah, it's a really big horse. You can see he covers a lot of ground. Very impressive him the last day. For a big guy, he's getting quite light on his feet, has a good conscience, really tries to leave the fences up. Note how he carries his tail quite high. Looks very impressive. And you say he's a big horse, so the 6 strides here will be easy for him. And now the 4 will also come up really quickly. Dwart very cleverly just moves up nicely. Whoa. Big test to that young horse there. He just jumps in really big. Carries too much momentum in. Now comes through the corner, keeps the balance beautifully. And this is a careful fence. Whoa. And just trusted him lovely there. Now comes to the combination. Oxer in. And this is a good exercise for the horse. Much smarter there. You can see he's much quicker with his feet in the middle part. And that allows him to use himself a lot better. Horse, you can see he's actually learning as he goes through the course and getting much more comfortable as he proceeds through the round. Last line coming up. Now a good test again for this big guy. Wait, whoa, good control. Yeah, very nice.
Really nice run there for Portugal's Dwat Sabra. He takes a look back at the big screen to confirm his result, which is 4 false in 79.93. Portugal.
Yeah, this is the double. Verticals. Look, Dwart doing everything. Unfortunately, the horse just a little bit green. Didn't react the way we expected, but he really improved. And then that's down to the combination. The horse learned a lot and executed perfectly down through the combo.
Starting his run now is Turkey's Hassan Surk. 6 top 10 performances this week alone, including that win in the 2-phase 3-star competition on Wednesday, rides Dimas Brimabella said.
Very busy. Been in every competition we've seen, but he's also been in those competitions competitive every time. We haven't seen him have too many production rounds. He's this is not going to work out on this case. Williams Brimbow says that's 14-year-old stallion by Darko. Would have loved to have got into the jump off here because this little horse is he loves galloping. You can see, look at the super technique this little fella has. Great with his front end. As I say that, he knocks that top rail. Now skip through the combination here. Middle part as well. Yeah, he's just not on form this evening. It's not happening for him. Look, he's 14 years of age. He's been here for a while now, for a few weeks. Hassan knows him better than anybody. So he's opted, he's going to stay going here now. I say this little fella might just be getting a little bit blasé about the job. Just needs to concentrate a little bit more.
He finishes in a total of 20 false here tonight. That's Dimas Primavera Z and Turkey's Hassan Surk. Well, just the 3 left to go then, and at this stage we have six clears, 6 proceeding through to a very exciting jump off, of which we have some of the top riders in the world. Not forgetting our 5-star competition precedes this. Estimated start time for that is 9:15 here, Qatari time. But we move on to Khaled Abdulaziz Alid as he steps forward into the arena. Dominant in the Longines Hatab Diamond Tour, securing both first and third place in a single 150 round there. That was in the late 2025, early 2026. As he goes with Racker DMC, this 9-year-old stallion for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. That's a little bit of a cheaper horse there.
Nice.
And in the crowd, that is.
I'm sure she'll want to swap it for a 4-legged version fairly soon. Oh, back rails the front first fence, just stalled a little bit coming off the corner. Now,
so elimination there. It's a technical elimination for Khaled Abdulaziz Alid and Racker DMC. So for the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia there. Well, we will proceed onwards then to the final 3. At this stage, 6 are clear, but this woman is on form. We've had a word with her a couple of times this week, including the studio, but also one of the VTs, the videos that is part of the show. And she has talked about how special it is being here in Qatar and Doha and in Alshaqab, especially when she is competing against some of her idols when she was growing up, including being in that practice arena with the world's #1 Scott Brash. But she in herself has been competing at a very high standard, including 3rd this week in the 155-star, 6th in the 5-star Table C. She's in to see if she can go into this jump off. She needs a clear. Riding Kando Z, a 10-year-old stallion for France, Megan Mossinier.
Yeah, this young athlete has been outstanding at the shows the last couple of weeks. She's a really positive rider, very accurate. This 10-year-old can do a Z by Cannon as stallion. He's had an early fence down, but it looks like he has all the attributes that you want for a potential 5-star Grand Prix horse. He's just on the learning phase. You see the ears pricked now. He's starting to concentrate on the job and much more attentive. Again, you can see Megan has upped the pace here now and opted to be very positive on this course. It's her natural style anyway, and I think it'll serve her to good effect now on this particular track. Down to this, and again, brave riding, positive riding being rewarded here this evening. Into the combination, you use her voice, gives a little click, encourages him to come out. Now, big style, very tall, big oxer, very wide. Back left-handed, another big oxer again, it's very wide and a difficult short stride. Striding 5 back home to this tall plank, big spacey vertical.
4 false then here tonight for Megan Mossinier and Cantu Z for the world number 76 for France.
Yeah, very early in the track, unfortunately. This is the 2nd fence. And again, just a little bit of mistiming. Has the front rail down. And then did he really switch on? And he was super here in the double of vertigos. And then he just got stronger and stronger all the way through. Very, very quick. She's the fastest of her 4 falters by a distance.
Well, with €106,000 of a prize fund, the winner will take 32,000 of that. But some of those 4 falters will walk away with prize money. To a 20-year-old now, riding Denver, this 11-year-old gelding is this young man, Adam Tama Hamouda, Egypt.
But 2nd fence is unfortunately on the ground. That's going to keep him from our jump off. An 11-year-old by Don Diarado. adds to his second fence. Moves up now. The first of the combinations, vertical. Now he's getting into better rhythm. Again, this course has to be ridden very positively. Now that's more like it. And anybody who's been brave down this line has done very, very well. Get in well. There's enough room in there. Encourage your horse to balance himself. And again, get straight for this. Ooh, just a little bit of a squeeze there going forward to that. But this is a positive round for this young athlete. I think when he looks back and he sees particularly the middle section, he's going to be quite happy with his performance. Last line coming up. Good adjustment, but the back end didn't get out of the way in time.
Back rail down. In fact, the plank goes. It will be a total of 16 then in 77 seconds exactly. Adam Tamer Hamouda for Egypt.
Middle part of this round was very smart, to be fair. He started off a little bit under pace, possibly, and the horse was maybe a little bit overawed when he came in, but then he settled into it very nicely. Got up onto a really good canter. When he got nice and positive, the horse reacted really, really well.
This lady will conclude the action here tonight. She is so talented and rising up through the young rider ranks. Has made such a fantastic transition to the senior ranks, now competing at 3- and 5-star level. This is Sienna Charles. She goes with Stardust, a 16-year-old mare by Chaco Blue for Great Britain. And Tom, you were actually speaking to her father right before the competition.
Yep. And don't forget, this young lady's already made her senior debut. Just have a quick note of the bridle. Again, it's got one of those head pieces that takes the pressure off the horse's ears and that area at the back of his ears. You just see it. So that bridle is designed for the maximum comfort on the horse. Stardust is a 16-year-old mare by Chaco Blue, out of a Conair mare. Sienna from that Charles dynasty. Her brother's already posted a clear round. He'll be back to the jump off, I'm sure. His younger sister will be delighted if she can join him in that jump off. Family rivalries will continue, I'm sure. Now keeps a nice rhythm around the corner. Again, using all her experience. Getting plenty of mileage these days. Gets to ride a lot of nice horses. It gets into a lot of rings. Obviously having her dad as well as a mentor, coach and advisor must be invaluable. I know Peter a long time. He's was such a competitor and such a successful rider. He was an individual European gold medalist. He was also a team Olympic gold medalist at the London Olympics. What a performance that was. Now super through the combination. Watch his horse, how light it is on his feet in the middle. Again, really athletic. Here, this is looking very smart. Now 6 strides here. Get the back rail. Now don't worry about the time, that's not an issue. Keep a good rhythm away from the pocket. Get nice and square to the oxer. Now a little bit of control, so just sit tall, sit tall.
Her brother's clear, she is clear. It is 2 for Great Britain now through to the jump off. Part of the Charles dynasty. A huge congratulations to Sienna as she has just finished off round number 1 in a fabulous way. She gives a big smile there, certainly a sense of relief. But now the planning and preparation will get underway for that jump off. A total of 7. 7 proceed through in the following order that will appear on your screen in just a moment. As you can see, so much height, so much accuracy from that young lady as she continues to grow and perform week after week here in Doha. It's Ghanem Nasser Al Qaedi for Qatar that starts us off, followed by Harry Charles, then Philip Weishaupt. Then we go to Nadia Steiner, Edwina Tops Alexander, Max Kuhner, and then Sienna Charles. She has the advantage of going last in the jump off. There is so much action and so much more to come. Don't go anywhere, including some studio analysis coming up.
Well, that concludes the first round of action, of course, in this 3-star Grand Prix. Over 100,000 euros is on the line for this particular competition, and it is the precursor to tonight's big class, the 5-star Grand Prix, kicking off in just about over an hour's time. But one rider who has competed in this 3-star Grand Prix and has had plenty of success at Alshaqab in the past is Jana Federica Meyer-Zimmermann, and she joins us in the studio. Thank you so much for joining us this evening.
Hello.
So talk to me about your performance in this 3-star Grand Prix, because I think it's been a tricky course, has it?
Well, I mean, I wish I would have been clear. I think my horse jumped amazing. She is quite a new ride for me, but already placed many times here in the Grand Prix, in the 150, 155 classes. So she already has had an amazing time over here. But today we had one unlucky rail in a triple combination. And then, honestly, I speeded a bit up for the time because I thought maybe I can still get a ribbon, and then I had one more down. But I have to say it was quite a tough course. It's not about the height, but you could see some pairs also struggling with the distances.
And you talk about this horse and you haven't had her for so long. Talk to me about the building partnership you have.
I have to say I love her. It's a beautiful, competitive mare. And I got her to ride from Cherokee Sport Horses, and she comes from the US. And she's a real fighter. She really loves to jump. She's competitive, she's careful. And yeah, we have quite a lot of success right from the beginning. And I'm really grateful to have her in the stable.
Looks like a really great partnership. Tom, certainly one of the rides, as Jana says, just very unlucky, those rails.
Yeah, I agree. This course is very difficult. It's not that it's that big, but it's very technical and it's taking a lot of precision. So that's why we've so few coming through to the jump off. A lot of people jump very well. You have a lovely string of horses here. You're a busy rider.
That's true. I like to be busy. We have a great group. Actually, it's more upcoming horses. I have my Messi, the one who won the Emir Sword last year, I have at home. He's still building up. And with the upcoming horses here, we've had a great time. Celagon Cascais did amazing. He was placed in some 5-star Grand Prix. And I mean, that's our business. We try to find very good young horses and build them up slowly. We are also into breeding. So for us, it's always a long period of time that we know our horses. And then once you reach the really big classes, it's always, yeah, it's very special for me.
It must be brilliant bringing those horses to this place because there's so many options and there's so many good facilities here. It sets you up very well. I presume you have a lot of plans for 2026.
I mean, I think you have to stick your plans also to the horses. And as Messi is just coming back, I don't know if my group of horses is ready enough to be part of the WEC in Aachen, which I would love to be, but we also have to be realistic and see step by step how far we come. But I'm quite positive for the next weeks. I will join the global tour. I will be again part of the Cannes Stars, and then the whole coming season for sure. Aachen, will be one of my goals. I hope that I can do some Nations Cups with my upcoming horses. And for the rest, I have to say, for me, it's always a big pleasure to bring these young horses. Now, during the Grand Prix, I also have, for example, one upcoming horse in the indoor who's just jumping the 145, but maybe a half year later, he can also jump the Grand Prix. So that's our job, and I think it's a beautiful business.
Well, I've had the pleasure of watching you compete around the world over the last couple of years. It's been great watching you. You're such a busy rider, but you put so much care and attention to how you produce your horses. The very best of luck for this year. If it's as good as last year, you'll have another phenomenal year. I wouldn't be surprised if I did see you in Aachen.
Thank you very much.
Finally, Jana, just talk to us about how coming somewhere like Doha plays into your planning when it is a championship year.
I mean, we have still many horses at home, our breeding, our young ones, students. For us, it's something you also have to consider when you're quite long time far away from home. But there's a nice direct flight, which we take tonight, for example. And I come here with my family. I have to say we always have a beautiful time over here. We had always a very warm welcome. People have been super friendly and helpful. So we really enjoy our time here in Doha. And what I also find really helpful when you have upcoming horses, the schedule is like you have everything. You can start with the 130 classes, you can build up over 145, you can end up in 160 with the best riders and horses in the world. But you can also step down again to build up confidence, and I think that's something that's really important also when you have a long season ahead of you.
Absolutely, and I can imagine in an arena like this it's important to get that kind of experience for those younger horses.
I mean, it can be quite impressive here. Yeah. We also have horses that were a bit shy in the beginning. It's not about the jumping. I mean, when you see this ring, there are not many rings worldwide that are so impressive, and I really love to ride over here. But if you have a younger horse, they need to grow a little bit into it.
Well, we've heard it there, you know, Jana Federica Meyerson, one of the best riders in the world with a serious string of horses, really saying how impressive this facility is, one of the very best in the world, and it is attracting some of the very best names as well. We're just moments away, though, from the jump-off in this three-star Grand Prix. Just 7 riders will come back, and it's certainly sure to be a race to the finish. I will hand it over back to Cillian Thornton on our broadcast, and John Stokes in the ring to take you through tonight's jump-off.
The dust has settled, and we are left from 35 starters with the magnificent 7. 7 combinations have defied the gravity of Alshaqab, have overcome that man's track. Uilano Vitasani, leading the course design team, has set the jump-off course with 7 obstacles. 7 riders now have to find the key to this puzzle. And now the strategy changes from survival to all-out warfare. To those joining us across the region on this holy day, Ramadan Kareem. The spirit of patience is over and the hour of speed is here. We have 7 riders with 6 nations represented, all competing for the largest chunk of a prize fund of €106,000. The course designer has stripped the arena down to the bare essentials. It's a sprint now. With a heart-stopping gallop to the final fence, the clock will wait for no one. There are no second chances here. If you pull a leaf off a rail, your podium dreams are over. The riders are in the warm-up arena. They're shortening their stirrups. They're checking their plan and visualizing every inch of those inside turns. Who has the foot speed? Who has the nerve to leave out a stride to the final oxer? Well, only one way to find out. Stick around, like some of the people that have gathered here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab to watch on, to look onwards as the 7 prepare for battle. The atmosphere in the Longines arena is electric. The silence of the crowd is the loudest thing in Doha right now. 7 go in, but only 1 leave as a 3-star Grand Prix winner. The jump-off starts now. Salam alaikum, good evening if you have just joined us, as the first one is ready to get us back underway. It's one for the home crowd, one for the home nation, the state of Qatar's Ghanem Nasser Al Qaedi, with Cheddington Blue, the 11-year-old stallion. Quite a tough field here tonight. The jump off track, we start off at 1, goes to 2. Left hand turn then to the middle of the arena, 5. Familiar line from 8 to 9 BC, but the first element of that triple combination is gone. And then 2 new additional fences will finish off the course. It's a roll back, a backhanded turn from the right rein, from that combination to 15 and then to 16. Time allowed is 50 seconds. We will try to guide you through that jump off course as the first one approaches the start. Back in with me in the commentary box is Tom Frayne.
Yeah, starts over the first fence and then gallops up to 2. That was a long run up there. Ken was very positive in the first round, really sent his horse forward. And now he's doing the same. Oops, no, not to be. Just kind of maybe dropped out of gear on the corner. We'll have to see the replay. Set off in his first round and he really attacked the course. Yeah, now he's back up. That's what I think he needs to do. Get that horse up in front of your leg. Not happening this evening.
2 refusals here does mean the bell is sounded, as you may have possibly heard by the ground jury, and indicates that Ghanem Nasser Al-Khairi cannot continue his round as he has been eliminated with Cheddington Blue.
Yeah, something just a little bit of ride there. We don't know what happened in the warm-up arena. Maybe he just something untoward. Here we just see him. He's going to come down and jump the first fence again. Whoa! His horse has just lost his confidence now. So we move on.
Well, we will still have 6 to go here. Plenty of jumping in this jump off, as we will need to give the arena crew a second to rebuild that first fence. Harry Charles, Philip Weishaupt, Nadia Steiner, Edwina Tops Alexander, Max Kuhner and Sienna Charles. That is the running order here following Ghanem Nasser Al-Khairi. He was the first to go as the Pathfinder. Will Harry Charles be a winner here again tonight? He won the Prix Hermes Cellier last week. That was at 5-star level. A superb performance by him. He's ready to get underway. He's the world number 35. He rides Fighting Phil for Great Britain.
Yeah, this is my favourite to win this class, particularly the way it's after panning out now with 6 left to go in the jump off. He can set a good enough standard to put everybody else under pressure. Fighting Phil is he's only a 9-year-old by Corner Dublinski. He's a big horse, good big stride on him. I think this track will suit him. What he's lacking in experience, Harry will make up for. So heads to the first fence. Nine strides from 1 to 2. You think they were doing 11 in the first round, so he's already left out 2 strides. Nice and neat here. Jumps this on the angle. 4, 5, 6 to the vertical. No, it's the vertical now. I've only got B and C. Vertical in, oxer out. This is very neat. And now this is 2 new fences. We haven't seen him. Fence 15 is an oxer. And he's going to go on a straight line from that. Take the bend out of it. Keeps coming.
He's on the final gallop. It's a slight rub of the last fence, but it remains in the cups. A sense of relief, but an impressive round here by Harry Charles. Fighting Phil at the start of this jump off. He gives a smile. Will that be good enough to win?
Yeah, I think it will. That horse has a huge stride and he's just really used it to great effect. Fighting Phil is lovely and careful. He's light off his feet, and you can see he's a lovely, intelligent horse. So Harry was able to keep coming to the double. Again, you can see he's gone from left to right, and he was very quick back to that big oxer at 15.
38.07. That's the standard set by Harry Charles as he places a little bit more pressure now on the riders that has to follow him. Couple of strides left out here or there, but that man was watching on. Will he be able to do something similar? He's the world number 82, rejoining us with Mastermind or L. For Germany, Philip Weishaupt.
Yeah, this is his first show together with this horse. Second show together possibly. So it's a big step up, but look, this man has loads of experience. Horses, well, we saw it previously with Torben Corbin. The German rider did a brilliant job producing it. Now, Philip's not hanging around. 6 strides here again. Now he's up the inside as well, and he's going to stay brave. His horse was brilliant in the first round. We saw him go lovely and high. Now How tight is he here? This is very close. This is a super round. We're going to have to keep an eye on the clock. Has he got Harry? He possibly has. He's brave to the last.
It's a big push over the final line and takes 2 seconds off what was the leading time. A super round by Philip Weishaupt, a mastermind ORL, as he goes into the lead with 36.14.
This is brilliant. Horse and rider both have a lot of experience, but they just combined this evening. They've really gelled together so well. Philip has just sent him forward and trusted him. Look, he just sits lovely and quiet here. Look, he's already looking for that turn back. I think that could have been the difference, but he did gallop to the last. He took a pull going down to the last fence.
This lady that's galloping round to the first fence is the world number 46 for Switzerland, riding Quaranet Vant Hassan Lidenhuke, Nadia Steiner.
This is absolutely gorgeous mare. She's so athletic. She's really setting up a good pace here, and she's very quick across the ground. 4, 5, 6 again. She's very quick back from 2 to 3. Now she keeps up the same pace and she can get this turn. She could put the lads under pressure for sure. She's a real winner. We've seen her win a number of classes already on the tour. She wants to add to it. She likes coming to the studio, chatting to Hannah. Here we go. How close is it? It's very close.
It's tight, but it's absolutely astoundingly fast. 35.54. It keeps getting quicker and quicker here in the Longines arena of Alshaqab. Nadia Steiner goes into the lead.
That was a brilliant performance. This mare is so athletic. Nadia's given it an absolutely brilliant spin. She was superb back from 2 to 5. She really galloped across there and jumped out on the angle. And look at this little mare here in the combination. Now this is down to the last fence. Oh, look at that for technique, and we'll see the way she finishes behind. Brilliant stuff.
One of your favourites, Tom, is this 12-year-old gelding by Casadello. This is Iron Dam's Casadello with a time that just keeps getting quicker and quicker. The time to beat is now 35.54 for the Australian lady, Edwina Tops Alexander.
Let's see what Iron Dame Casadello can do on this occasion. It's the 12-year-old gelding by Casadello. Really big jumper, huge stride. Let's see what she opts to do here now. Gallops up to the second fence. Now comes back as tight as she can be brave across the angle. Oh, look at this, stands off that. 4, 5, 6, this is very good. I think Nadia's little horse might be a little bit quicker across the ground at this stage. We're a little bit down on the split. Here we go. Can we make it up coming to the last? Super jump over the second last, and she's galloping at this vertical. Brilliant effort.
It won't be quick enough to go into the lead, but a big cheer erupts for a very strong performance by Edwina Tops Alexander, with Iron Dame Casadello to slot into rank 3rd.
Brilliant effort. Super over that second fence. It's a big ox, so you can see Edwina spots her distance, jumps this on the angle. Look at that for technique. Goes on the 6, then down to the double of, which was a 3-part combination. Beautiful coming out. Again, lands and turns. Great effort.
We go to the highest ranked rider within the 7 through to this jump off. We know he can win in a 1-round speed, as he's done so over the last number of weeks with EIC Cornet's Lady, Austria's Max Kuhner.
Sets up the turn back. Watch this. This is where it's going to be very quick. Cornet's Lady by Corner Dublinski. She's very neat and tidy. She's very clever, light on her feet. Ideal for this now. Is she quick enough on the foot race? We know she's a proper jumper. Slows up a little bit into the double. When we watch the split, he's 1.42 down. Can he make it up on the back part of this track? I don't think he's going to trouble our leader, but he's going to post a very nice double clear round, hopefully.
How much money will he walk away with tonight? Well, he is clear in 38.09, and that's the slowest of the clears, and ranks into 5th at this stage. Max Kuhner, EIC Cornet's Lady.
Well, knows this is only a young mare, 9-year-old. She's very quick, she's very athletic, And Max, look, he's a master of the art of producing these young horses. Doesn't take any undue risks with this mare. He knows that she's going to be very competitive. Get into the ring, get into a few jump-offs, and then you can build on that. And I have no doubt she'll be in the winner's enclosure very soon.
The last to go has a particular advantage, not just because she is the last to go and got to watch all of the rounds in the practice arena. Her brother was second to go. He set the standard for the rest of the class. He's now in 4th place. This young lady has so much advice and has recently continued to grow and use all of that experience from her recent performances. But it will all come down to tonight's performance to see if she can be crowned a 3-star Grand Prix winner here in the Longines Arena of Alshaqab. With Stardust for Great Britain, last to go, Sienna Charles.
Yep, sets up on picks up a really good canter to start with. And she comes through the start, she really moves up to the first fence, and that's what we want to see. Lands, shoulder comes forward. Sets up her turn back here. Now Lance keeps the momentum through the corner. Stardust, lots of experience, 16 years of age. Eyes on the top rail. 4, 5, brilliant here now. She keeps coming, she's turning in the air. This is excellent. She will have to keep an eye on the split, but I think she could be up. Let's see what happens. Ever so slightly down, just a half a second. Now, get this turn, get your distance. And it's a gallop to the last. Keeps going, she heads to the last fence, makes a little alteration.
Time to beat 35.54. It's not quite quick enough, under 1.5 seconds slower than the leading time, but that is a stellar performance by Sienna Charles and goes into 3rd place with Stardust.
Yeah, great effort. To be fair to everybody in the jump off, they didn't let us down. They've really come in, put their best foot forward, and really challenged the course builder. 6 of them have gone clear against the clock, and that's a phenomenal performance. To be expected, those horses that jumped the first round were really on form. Great effort from Sienna here. Well, into 3rd place.
We said there was the Magnificent 7, and they certainly proved that. A win here, though, for only one of those riders. And that is that lady appearing right at the top of your screen. Nadia Steiner is our winner of the 3-star Grand Prix of the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines. Second to Philip Weissab, 3rd to Sienna Charles, 4th Edwina Tops Alexander, 5th to Harry Charles, and 6th Max Kuhner. Well, that was only a prelude of the action still to come here tonight as we prepare for the big one. Over €500,000 in prize money for the 5-star Grand Prix, and that preparation is underway. Our course design team is already starting to build the course for that, but a huge congratulations to the 7 through to the jump off. Only one winner, and that's Nadia Steiner. Don't go anywhere, as we have some studio analysis coming up.
Nadia, huge congratulations. I can see that you're shaking with excitement. Tell me how you're feeling.
I have no words, honestly, about this mare. She came here, she never jumped the 150 class in her life. Now she did a 4th 150 class in her life, the 2nd jump off in her life, and the first time she goes fast, and she did an amazing job, so I really no words. I'm so happy about.
And tell me how she felt when you were going through your rounds.
She was so listening. She tried everything, and like I said, it's the first time she goes fast, and she was such playing the game and tried everything to make the best of it. So amazing.
and there were only 7 in the jump-off. Did you watch the rest after you, or were you too nervous?
Honestly, no, I stayed away. I didn't watch anyone. I was just waiting the end of the class, and I'm lucky.
Well, it was wonderful to watch you, and huge congratulations once again.
Oh, fabulous to hear from Nadia Steiner. Of course, huge congratulations to her on this win. She very much is a rider on form. She's been performing very well all week and throughout this Doha Equestrian Tour, now culminating in a win in the 3-star Grand Prix. And she will take the lion's share, her share of that €106,000 prize fund. As you just saw there from our aerial shot, it is a hive of activity in the Longines outdoor arena just behind me. Of course, the arena is being prepared for the 5-star Grand Prix, which will be taking place very shortly. But of course, first of all, we are being prepared for the prize giving, and that will be to award the top 3 from that 3-star Grand Prix. Great to hear also there about Nadia's relationship with this horse, and that the horse had never jumped a metre 50 class before having come to Doha, but now very much in the mix with the world's very best. It was an outstanding lineup of competitors in our jump off, and of course in that class in general, you know, nearly 40 of them coming forward, and all of them absolutely going for it against the clock in that final jump off. Some serious names coming forward, and a foot to the floor for them all, eventually resulting in a win for Nadia Steiner. So we turn our attention then to the 5-star Grand Prix. As I say, the prize-giving ceremony will be coming up first, but that 5-star is also going to see a fantastic lineup of international riders. They have travelled here for both of tonight's competitions from across the globe, all culminating in these big nights in Doha. Of course, the sun has set and we're competing under the lights in this real hub for international sport. Remember, Doha has been the stage for some of the best sporting events in the world, the FIFA World Cup, ATP tennis, Formula One as well, and now, of course, 5-star show jumping taking place on this very stage. It really is a hub for the very best of the best to do battle for their top prizes. So that 5-star Grand Prix, that is the big one of the week. It has a prize fund of €575,000. It's going to be a huge competition and is the final showdown of the week. Of course, we are in CSI Alshaqab this week, part of the Doha Equestrian Tour, and this week very kindly presented by Longines. Great to have their support here. And of course, they are the presenting sponsor for this week's competitions. We've also had the dressage in our indoor arena, as well as the para-dressage, 5-star dressage, and then the para-dressage across the different grades. All of those are available for you to watch once again if you would like to, or if you've missed any of the action, do go back to take a look on demand at your leisure. Well, we'll say goodnight for now from our studio. That prize giving for the 3-star will be taking place shortly, but do join us again. We'll be back very soon for the 5-star Grand Prix.
Ladies and gentlemen, on this, the biggest night of them all here at the CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines, please welcome in your winner of tonight's 3-star Grand Prix for Switzerland, Quarantinette van Hazel-Larenhoeki and Nadia Steiner.
السيدات والسادة، مراسم تتويج الأبطال لشوط الجائزة الكبرى 3 نجوم CHI الشقب برعاية لونجين. يتقدم هؤلاء الأبطال: المركز الأول سويسرا ناديا شتاينر والجواد كورانتنيت.
Stepping up to our podium in 3rd place tonight, it is for Great Britain, Stardust and Sienna Charles.
يصعد الآن لمنصة تتويج الأبطال المركز الثالث المملكة المتحدة سيانا تشارلز والجواد ستاردوست.
Congratulations in 2nd for Germany, Mastermind RL and Philipp Weishaupt.
تهانينا الآن للمركز الثاني فارس ألمانيا فيليب وايزهاوت والجواد ماسترمايند RL.
She's going to enjoy this tonight, isn't she? Top of the podium in the 3-star Grand Prix for Switzerland, Nadia Steiner.
بطلة شوط الجائزة الكبرى 3 نجوم ناديا شتاينر سويسرا. الحضور الكرام، المرجو منكم الوقوف في حال القدرة لعزف النشيد الوطني للبلد الفائز سويسرا ناديا شتاينر.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, if able, be upstanding for the national anthem of tonight's winner of the 3-star Grand Prix here at the CHI Alshaqab, presented by Longines, Nadia Steiner for Switzerland. It is a privilege to welcome forward sports manager here at Alshaqab, Salman Al-Swedi, to make the presentation of awards as we congratulate the winner of the 3-star Grand Prix, Quarantinette van Hazel-Larenhoeki, and Switzerland's Nadia Steiner.
بكل فخر واعتزاز نحظى بحضور مشرف الآن للمدير الرياضي السيد سالمين سلطان السويدي لتتويج الأبطال.
Congratulations in 2nd place for Germany. It's Mastermind RL and Philipp Weishaupt. And well done in 3rd for Great Britain. It's Stardust and Sienna Charles. A wonderful start to the final evening here at the CHI of Alshaqab, presented by Longines, and we are only getting started because we're going to continue to build all the way through to the big one as we look to make more history here in the Longines Outdoor Arena with a 5-star CHI Alshaqab Grand Prix presented by Longines. Our grateful thanks to Salman Al-Swedi, sports manager, for presenting the awards this evening. But congratulations to our 3-star Grand Prix winner for Switzerland, Nadia Steiner. Ladies and gentlemen, you can turn up the volume, you can bring the house down. Your winner, Nadia Steiner. Oh, wonderful start to the evening's action. And as I said a moment ago, we are only just now getting started. 45 minutes away from the big one. The 5-star CHI Alshaqab Grand Prix presented by Longines. But just to set the mood and to get you ready for tonight's action, you can sit back, relax and enjoy a wonderful performance by the ultra-talented Santi Serra.
Longines, elegance is an attitude.
Welcome to the world's best airline, where the journey begins before you fly, where lounges are a destination in themselves, and your world is always within reach. A place where you're looked after, and the smallest details bring the biggest smiles. This is Qatar Airways, the world's best for a record 9th time.
كيف ممكن توصف شعور؟ ما في كلام يوصفه. مشاعر ما يلزمها وصف. لما تحس بشعور جديد كل اللي عليك تسمح له يقودك.
The Labay app, your smart platform for managing your healthcare services at Hamad Medical Corporation. To register, download the Labay app from the App Store. Log in using your Qatar National Authentication ID. Enable fingerprint or facial recognition for easy login. Then enable notifications to receive appointment alerts and changes. With the app, you can view upcoming medical appointments with ease, reschedule or cancel appointments with just one step, view your medical file, test results, and prescriptions, self-assess your health using artificial intelligence technology, Labé, your smart platform for better healthcare.
We are here to assist on the field, on the sidelines. From training to go time, we help set up the shot so that you can take it. And your victory is also ours. At Aspetar, our purpose is to assist you whenever and wherever you need it. With state-of-the-art facilities and services, and staffed by some of the world's leading sports medicine experts, we are here to maximize your training and health so that you can maximize your win. Because our mission is to help you achieve your full potential. Meet Aspetar, the future of elite sports, all under one roof. Discover more on aspetar.com.
A book, a desk, a teacher. For some, a classroom is a given. But for many around the world, it remains out of reach. Yet, we've always come forward to change that. Education above all is dedicated to making quality education accessible to all. Because when a child learns, they don't just change their future.
I want to be a pilot. I've dreamt of being a scientist.
I want to work where I can help people.
They change the world around them.
صدح صوت الحوافر وسمعتها الخيل والفرسان. وصل لأقصى بقاع الأرض، صدى صوته ملا الأقطار طول وعرض. تسابق له من اللهفة بنات الريح، ما تقف لو تسير الريح عكس الريح. من الصحراء تشوف الناس ضحضاح السراب أسراب، تلاحظ في ملامحها الغريبة حالة استغراب، تحدد وجهة الصوت اللي يصداه وصلت الأسماع، وعلى الوجهة ما تدري عن بعضها وتتفق بإجماع. تجي من كل دار وكل صوب، ترابط بين أحاسيس وقلوب، تجمعنا الهواية والمحبة هنا من حيث تجتمع الشعوب.